Original forests have been adapted to the surrounding natural environment. We can distinguish forests of tropical areas, subtropical forests, temperate forests, and boreal forests. In every locality, forest trees comply to different amounts of precipitation, length of vegetation period, depth of snow cover, and so on. An original form of tree species is hereditary formed by respected conditions and creates a specific ecotype. Ecotypes are for us foresters very valuable. They need to be searched for, and this genetic material is later collected and used for forest restoration. Within these ecotypes, we try to find the ones most suitable for further processing as a commodity. For example, straight knotless trunks, high-seated crowns, thin branches, etc. Information about high-quality forests and individual trees are gained from local foresters. The features of exceptional forest growth or trees are filled into pre-prepared forms. Besides the characteristics of this site, the features of the growth of individual trees are stated. GPS coordinates are also needed for the future identification. The height of selected trees is measured. This one is 24.5 meters tall with diameter breast height. The diameter at 1.3 meters height, in this case 55 centimeters. It is important to find out the age of the tree or growth by using an increment borer and describe its habitus. For example, height of tree up to first branches, branches thickness, etc. The age of this larch tree is, according to the number of growth rings, about 170 years. The discovered tree or area of the growth is marked. Information from filled-in forms are later uploaded to the digital database of reproductive material resources. In order to be able to use identified valuable individuals or growth for collecting seed cones or grafts, it is important to master the technique of getting into a tree crown with as little damage of a tree as possible. Within our project, the FRDC workers are trained at the base station of the German GIZ project in Tunkel. Our project introduced a harmless tree crown climb technique for the first time in Mongolia. Every trainee received the climb methodology, including a list of all necessary equipment. First, the training of the use of the gear took place, followed by the real climbing. Because larch did not produce seeds in 2015, we focused on Siberian spruce in the floodplain. Unlike larch, spruce has a seeding year, and during the last day of training, 300 kilograms of cones have been collected. During the one-week course, 5 workers of the FRDC were trained. From the initiative of the GIZ, another training took place in winter 2016, led by another Czech trainer, Mr. Michal Kazda. Harvested seeds are used to produce plants in forest nurseries for next reforestation. It is the only way to get a forest back into areas where the original woods disappeared. Natural forest regeneration represents a great potential, especially in areas with at least some original wood remnants. With forest regeneration, other plants and animals specific to the woods appear again. Plans of forest and landscape development answer a question: what types of trees to use for the given environment, then focusing on the best forest management. Nowadays, a big help with getting information about forests are remote sensing photogrammetry with investigation of satellite and aerial photos. These images, combined with maps and data, support field workers in orientation. Usage of the GPS provides a higher accuracy of records. All conclusions and solution suggestions are based on detailed studies of resources such as geological, pedological, and climate information, study of maps and analysis of natural conditions of a respected area.
Must be evaluated again if they are there or not.
Survey of natural conditions is necessary for later analysis. For a trip to the field we need, apart from the equipment for a few days, detailed maps and current satellite images. We just dug a soil pit in an alluvial flood area. It instantly started to fill with the water because it is spring, snow has melted in the mountains and it often rains. Alluvial rich humus soil and moist to wet soil. It is practically the richest habitat that is here. From the top we take a sample A of the horizon, which of course is charcoal black. Then there is a sandier, lighter layer beneath. To make it easier to see, we put the sample on a sheet of paper. We define color, texture and other physical and chemical qualities of the individual horizons in a laboratory.
Součástí vzorkování je samozřejmě sběr taxačních dat, to znamená
We measure the coordinates and menstruation data, height and diameter breast height width at 1.3 meters. If there is a conifer on the plot, we usually take a core sample for determination of age. If there are visible scars on the trunk after fires, we are trying to identify a date of a particular fire from a cookie, a thin cross-section sample of a trunk.
Součástí vzorkování nebo popisu vegetace v rámci oblastního plánu rozvoje lesů je taky
A part of sampling within the planning is description of a tree, shrub and herbaceous layer.
rostlin v lese. Právě se nacházíme v březovém aluviu, kde dominantou je bříza, betula platifila.
Here in a birch alluvium, the birch, Betula platifila, dominates with the sedge, Carex cespitosa, and reedgrass, Calamagrostis purpurea.
Prsnatá, která roste u nás, Carex cespitosa a třtina Calamagrostis purpurea.
Among the blooming species is Jacob's ladder, Polemonium racemosum, and also several types of glode flower, Trollius. Everything is again noted and ladder loaded into a digital database for following analysis. It is a paradise for a botanist and a typologist. In spring and summer, the local forests are full of beautiful flowers, of which many indicate the type and richness of the soil. The Forest and Landscape Development Planning contains also conservational and transportation surveys.
Mraku si tady snad cestu znají, já odchází svou láskou. To je to ověřování.
The Forest and Landscape Development Planning contains also conservational and transportation surveys. Now we are counting surviving individuals and noting the damage caused by game and domestic animals. The reforestation success is necessary to be measured before winter. The transportation survey can be executed even after the snow falls. To compare the damage done by game and livestock in open range with untouched regeneration, we establish an enclosure which animals cannot access. Disturbance factors of the location and interest such as livestock grazing, damage by snow, mining operations, logging without proper reforestation, insect infestation and mainly forest fires are important planning information. Pedoanthropology is used to determine the ancient composition of forests. It is necessary to take the sample of 10 liters of soil in every 10 centimeters of soil profile depth. The soil samples contain a lot of clay, including small roots which are blocking our sieves, so they need to be cleaned often. Pedoanthropology is a technique which can, thanks to charcoal which has been stored in a soil profile after forest fires for thousands of years, provide us with information when forests burnt and what types of trees formed in these ancient times. This information is hidden in small pieces of charcoal which needs to be separated from the mineral soil. It is done this desperate way, similar to gold panning. It means hours of soaking in ice water, followed by drying samples, separating them, and then repeating the process twice. These little pieces of charcoal undergo an analysis in a specialized laboratory, which identify the type of tree the charcoal pieces belong to and the time when the forest burnt within an accuracy of 30 years. The outcome of the project within this activity is a concept of vegetation zones, methodology of data collection and its analysis, proposal of classification framework with units of sustainable forest management, including mapping. Based on the conclusions of the project, it would be appropriate to amend the respected parts of forest law in the field of forestry genetics and to gradually process plans of development for forest and landscape for individual vegetation regions of Mongolia. These plans would be a great base for subsequent forest management plans of individual forest properties as it is in the Czech Republic. These plans would be a good base for subsequent forest management plans of individual forest properties as it is in the Czech Republic.